Welcome back to Capital Tonight. I'm joined now by the head of TxDOT, James Bass, the executive director. Thanks so much for being on the show.
Oh, thanks for having us.
We appreciate it. You recently went before state lawmakers and told them to eliminate toll roads in Texas. It would cost about $40 billion with the B, dollars. Why so much?
Well, one of the things the report that's due at the end of this summer first did an inventory of the number of toll roads that are in the state. And right now there's around 51 toll roads in the state that operate under 23 different financial systems, and there are 12 separate entities that operate. And so when you look at the 51 different toll roads, to pay off all the debt that is associated with those, an early estimate was around $40 billion.
So probably toll roads aren't going anywhere anytime soon for the people that really would like to see those eliminated.
I think that price tag, we'll leave that up to the legislature, but you may be a pretty good prognostication there.
What would you say, are some of the benefits to having toll roads in Texas and just helping in getting Texans moving faster?
They've really helped mobility by giving drivers a choice. I think it's important that in Texas there's always a non-tolled option for drivers to take, but those who need to get somewhere quickly, the reliability that a toll road provides them for the fee, those who choose to take it have that option available to them.
I think, especially in our area, a lot of the criticism has come with Texas 130 basically kind of going unused to some extent. How do you, how do you guys go about figuring out how to make that better and make that more useful? And I know that you've got some new projects coming up in terms of lowering the tolls for some of the truck drivers.
Right. So one thing I think it's important to, when we talk about State Highway 130, we think of it as TxDOT in two distinct elements. The northern piece, which is what we operate, and it's actually seeing a lot of traffic, and even at some points in the afternoon rush hour, it's beginning to get congested. Then that's often compared to the southern segments of State Highway 130 that are operated under a long-term lease that we have it's experienced some challenges recently. But one of the things our commission adopted and we're getting ready to implement is a truck toll discount offered for truckers who choose to get off of I-35 and get on to the northern parts of State Highway 130, and including State Highway 45 Southeast. And if they take that toll road starting next Monday, 18th, through the end of October, they'll get a 33% discount from what the current price is. So right now, if a trucker takes that complete 55-mile bypass, if they have a text tag on their truck, they'll pay around $24. For that first phase, again, starting on April 18th through the end of October, they'll pay around $16.
Okay.
Then starting November 1st, they'll get another discount on top of that as long as they have a text tag, and they would pay $8, which is the same price that a car would pay to take that full 55-mile trip. The thought there is, and that discount will be offered Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. The thought being given option to truckers to get off of I-35 during the most congested periods to see if it can help provide some relief to the drivers who have to be on I-35.
Incentivize them a bit. I know that we'd all like to see things moving a little bit more quickly on I-35. I also wanted to just point out, or you pointed out to me a little bit earlier, just the orange flag pin that you're wearing in the National Work Zone, and talking about construction, and we're going to get into that a little bit more, but just what's going on right now?
Correct. This week is National Work Zone Awareness Week, and so we're wearing the pin to remind drivers throughout Texas, as you do go through work zones, to slow down as construction is happening, sometimes through the different phases. A commute that is very familiar to us may change over the weekend or overnight, so it's very important to make sure that you slow down, observe all the posted warning signs as you go through a work zone. Last year we had, unfortunately, fatalities in work zones were up 13% over the prior year, and we had around 138 fatalities in work zones last year. Most of those were drivers.
Oh, good reminder for all Texans out on the roads and just construction that's going on. But speaking of the construction, with what lawmakers and voters have passed over the last couple of years, what can you tell Texans in terms of how things are getting better and how they can start to see some progress in terms of things moving a little bit faster and getting out of that congestion.
Yeah, I think a lot of that work is already underway. The first real injection of new funding, thanks to voters in the legislature, was from Proposition 1, which voters passed back in November of 2014. That first deposit of that new funding came in at around $1.7 billion in the state, and that construction is already underway. And people can see around 800 miles of highways being rehabilitated. Nearly 500 new highway lane miles will be delivered from that funding. 114 bridges will be replaced, widened, or rehabbed, and then an additional 159 miles of passing lanes throughout the rural areas of the state to make it safer for people to travel and be able to pass safely.
Would you say, we've heard so much that just the $4 billion that you guys need to keep up with current population, just in terms of the money that's flowing in now, can help out a little bit more with actually adjusting for the more people that are moving in on a daily basis?
Right. The total amount projected that we needed was an additional $5 billion per year, including maintenance needs in the energy sector of the state. And thanks to Proposition 1 in November of 2014, Proposition 7, that was approved by voters just this last November, the governor and the legislature also ended a practice that had been referred to as diversions. And what that meant was dollars that had been coming into our state highway fund here in Texas were being appropriated to agencies other than TxDOT. With the stopping of that practice in our current budget, that $650 million per year to TxDOT programs. So as we combine all that together, people will see significant improvements on their commute times. And one of the things our commission did just in the last couple of months was a congestion relief initiative in response to a directive from Governor Abbott. And if people want more information on that, they can look at TexasClearlanes.com. There are 13 projects in the 5 large metro areas of the state really dealing with some of those congestion checkpoints that we all know where they are in our hometown. And so we're working to address those.
It's a good tool. James Bass, thanks so much for being with us. We're out of time. We'll get you back in to talk more. I know the 100th anniversary is coming up with TxDOT and everything like that. So thank you very much. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Corner Report's Harvey Kronberg is in next.